the cool sand there of the drainage line. Well, one of them's having a meal, the others aren't. Beautiful, just beautiful. Jean in Oklahoma, a very good question from you about what happens when Mum goes hunting. What does she do? Does she teach them to climb a tree, or hide them in bushes, or stash them, or what? No, she will normally stash them in a bush, Jean, and then they'll wait very patiently. When they get a bit older, they get a bit naughty, and they'll start to play instead of doing exactly as they're told, which is to just lie still, like any sort of normal kid. They don't climb trees, though, not completely unlike the leopards. I'm not sure why it is that lion cubs don't climb trees, but they don't. And I suppose they probably, if they were desperate, they might be able to. But I've never seen a lion cub in a tree. Hello, Valeria. You said, do I have any names coming to mind for these little cubs? Not at this stage, no. I mean, there are 3 of them, and so I suppose we should name them after a famous 3, but we need to sex them, really, before we name them. And, of course, they'll lose their names as they get older, probably, because if they are males, they'll eventually leave the area. Mum being very patient, but clearly quite exhausted. Let me get the binoculars out. Brian, can you super zoom in on the one that's lying down with its backside facing us? We might be able to sex it. No, too late. She moved. He or she. So right from a very, very early age, they fight with each other for food. Kathy, you say they look so harmless and cute. How big are they in comparison with a domestic cat? They're probably about the size of a domestic cat now, Kathy. And yes, they probably are pretty harmless at this age. I think you could probably, you know, you hear these places where people play with lions and they can go and, you know, spend time with lion cubs. They'd probably be about this age, the lion cubs, and so you could probably safely play with them. Stay like that for long. They are very playful. She's got a bit of an injury there on her shoulder. See that? Hello, old Yin in Edinburgh. Very nice to hear from you there. Of course, the world's most beautiful accent, probably from Edinburgh. Not that that's what it sounds like. Old Yin, you're interested in what I think of leucistic lion breeding. So leucistic lion, for those of you who don't know, is a lion that is, well, it's a white lion, basically. Very pale compared with normal. And you want to know what I think of breeding them in captivity. Just hold on 1 second, sorry. Afternoon, Orbs. That lioness and cub still static on Nyala Road North. My point of view on that is quite clear. I don't believe that it's a good idea. I don't believe that it has any conservation value. A leucistic lion is not. Sorry, the radio's going crazy in my ear. Yeah, Orbs, we did get that. Thanks very much. I haven't been there yet. So, I don't believe that there's any value in breeding lions like that in captivity. The genes for leucism, white lions, occur naturally in the wild. Sorry, I must just turn this radio off before I go ballistically crazy in my ear. And so the genes for white lions exist all over in the wild, but they're only expressed rarely because they are recessive genes. And so to breed them in the wild in captivity is the same as this very odd propensity, especially in South Africa, to breed rare game, so black impala or golden gnu's, or all these strange recessive traits that do occur naturally in the wild from time to time. But because they're recessive and they're not particularly adaptively successful, they don't move into the population at large, and they don't express themselves in the population at large. So to breed leucistic lions or golden gnu's or black impala or any of these other rare and exotic species is of almost no conservation value whatsoever. And doubled with that, of course, the effect of having lions in captivity, really probably quite a bad idea. A lion is easy to keep when it's this age. As soon as it gets to mum's age, however, they're not tameable. They don't tame. You can't keep them in a... you can't really keep them as domestic animals, and they don't domesticate well. They are wild. They are potentially very dangerous when they're adults, especially if they are used to people and they're not afraid of people. And so I think that the captive breeding of any lion is, one hesitates to say always bad, but I think it's almost without exception a bad idea. So I hope that answers your question all the way from Edinburgh. Everyone, when I say the radio is going crazy in my ear, what I mean, everyone, for those of you perhaps new viewers, is that the game drives from the commercial lodges around here, like Djuma, Cheetah Plains and Arathusa, they're all starting to get moving now, because their guests go out a little bit after we do. They have their tea on the deck overlooking the water holes, which is a very civilized thing to do. And now they're just getting mobile, so their rangers call in on the radio to find out what's been going on.